So we made a pit stop to one of my favorite places, New Jersey's highest point, High Point State Park. Here's a Veterans Monument. It sits at just over 1,100 feet above sea level. And we're going to go up and show you the view from up top. This is High Point State Park. Right now we are looking into New York State. Now we're looking into New Jersey. That's the Kittatinny ridgeline over there. Here's the monument. Over there is the Delaware River. You could see it nice and clear, Delaware River. And then beyond that is Pennsylvania. Up to our north is New York. And we are sitting right in the armpit of Pennsylvania and New York here at High Point State Park. This is just a pit stop on our way. And then we are off to our altitude is 18,008 feet above sea level. I was wrong. 18,008 feet above sea level, people. And we're heading up to Maine, so this is on our way. So we decided to take a little pit stop. Right out, right? Hey everybody, my name is Mike Familant. Welcome to In the Shadow of Big Red Eye. Behind me lies the Gulf of Maine. We're on top of Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park this trip. We are not investigating here though, we are investigating Mount Blue State Park, but when in Rome, you know what you gotta do. So here we are at the top of Cadillac Mountain, the summit of Cadillac Mountain, which is absolutely beautiful. If you ever have a chance to come up this way, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you get up this way. It's amazing, absolutely beautiful. We'll see you at Mount Blue State Park in a few minutes.
Well, it's day 2 or day 1 of tent camping, no matter how you look at it. We stayed at an Airbnb in Kittery last night in South Maine. Now we're at Mount Blue State Park. We rolled in about 10 o'clock last night, and we finally got camp all situated and set up and all checked in and everything. And now we're just going to hang out because it's going to get hot today. It's supposed to be about 95 with some thunder showers rolling in the afternoon. We have a presentation in Mexico, Maine today. Fun fact, today is my birthday, July 7th. That's correct. I am 34 years old today. And we have a presentation in Mexico, Maine, which is super exciting. So we'll keep you updated on the daily activities and events. We are doing a scouting hike down to the beach here. How far do you think a human voice can travel in the woods?
I have no idea.
I think I read something like 200 yards.
Holy crap.
Which isn't that far. And I think that's over like if you had a flat, that doesn't count if you have terrain and trees and stuff. So that's not that far really. Wow. Wow. Gorgeous. Welcome to Mount Blue State Park. This is a lake at Mount Blue State Park here. And it's crowded. But as you can see, this is a beautiful, huge lake here. Nice beach. Gorgeous. Welcome to Center Hill in Mount Blue State Park. Behind me lies the western mountains of Maine. And beyond that is Webb Lake. Right below that is Webb Lake. What a beautiful view this is. We're exploring places to go tonight. And we had to stop at Center Hill, and you could see why, right? Beautiful view.
So normally on my birthday, I would go out to Outback or a very fancy chain or something like that. But tonight, what we're doing is, I'll show you real quick, burgers on the grill. Why is that, do you ask? Is because it's been raining and there's nothing else that we could do at this point. So we're just gonna cook burgers for my birthday dinner. Better than nothing. Look at the way this woman likes her s'mores burnt to a crisp.
Oh, duh. Are you serious?
Did you just drop it on the ground?
Yes, I did.
5-second rule. 3, 4, 5. Oh, you cut that part out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, so here's what we're working with right now. We have, we have 3 different tracts of land that Mount Blue State Park is part of. We have the camping area, the Webb Beach area, we have the Mount Blue area, and we have the Jackson Mountain area, Tumbledown Mountain. So, I think we're going to do one night at each. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tonight we're going to start here at Webb Beach. I think we're going to do a hike around the camp and see if they can find anything here.
It sounds like a plan.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the cruise control set at 5 miles per hour. That's correct. I did get yelled at for driving a little too fast through the campsite before, so we're going to take it nice and slow and go about 5 miles per hour, which is the speed limit. So my calculation will be at the trailhead in about 2.5 hours. We're at Webb Lake here. You can barely see us. This lake is beautiful. It's a huge lake. We're in Mount Blue State Park right now. I would totally do a call over this lake. However, as you could see, there's a ton of houses over this lake, so we can't do that. So that just means we're going to go to a place where there's no houses. Yep, there it is. All right, we're locked out. So the weirdest thing just happened. We were going out to go on a night investigation like we normally do, and the park ranger stopped us, which they sometimes do, and said this area is closed off at night. However, it doesn't say anywhere in the papers or whatever in anywhere that it's closed off at night. This trail is totally open. However, they obviously don't want us to go down there, and they asked what are we doing, and I said, oh well, we're looking for Bigfoot, and then they silence for like 3, 4, 5 seconds. And then they just said, oh well, this trail's closed and you have to leave. So we're going down a different trail outside the park because screw that. We're gonna go look for Bigfoot regardless.
Alright, dude.
Alright, let's do it.
So how many times have you been to a state park and go hiking at night? Has anybody ever said anything like that to you?
I got stopped by New Jersey State Troopers one time, and they said, what are you doing out here at night? And I said, I'm looking for Bigfoot, and they said, that's freaking awesome, and let me go. So that's the first time that anybody's ever said anything
like that.
like that, yeah.
I mean, yeah, we know the dangers of going to woods at night. So that's part of being a Bigfoot researcher. Hmm?
This is a perfect place to look for tracks. You could see this muddy substrate. I don't see any animal tracks at all through here, actually.
Mm-mm.
No deer, no coyotes, no nothing. So
Hmm.
we'll keep pursuing on.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do a call?
We can.
No, why don't you do a call?
I've never done one.
What?
Yeah.
You've never done a call before? Oh my god, turn off your headlamp and let's see what you're gonna do. You've been a Bigfoot researcher for how many years? You've never done a Bigfoot call?
With them tree nuts.
Alright, well tonight's your night.
Should I whoop?
Yeah, do a nice whoop.
Whoop! Whoop! It's kind of psycho.
Got it?
Yep.
Woo!
Nothing.
But isn't it awesome? This is what we're doing though.
Yes.
This is like every Bigfoot researcher around the country is doing this kind of research, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we're just the ones right here at Mount Blue State Park in Maine looking for this guy. I think that's the most incredible thing.
He might be here, but maybe just not at this spot right now.
Not right now, but that's okay. He doesn't want to come out and play. That's alright.
Or he's trying to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, of course not.
Like, what are these idiots doing?
We are a bunch of idiots in the woods.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll let him be, and hopefully he'll come out tonight.
Come out and play. It's very quiet. I don't like it.
Yeah. So we took a pit stop to Stephen King's house. This is his actual residence, ladies and gentlemen. For all you movie fans, the movie It, we have come to the Thomas Hill Sandpipe. How cool is that, huh? Well, as you can hear, it is a rain delay here at camp. We were going to go out tonight. Everything was set and ready to go. However, there's been some torrential downpours. Apparently Vermont is, the whole state's under a flash flood warning, and they've gotten like 7 inches of rain, and that's coming our way. So we're going to hunker down tonight, just like any of the animals are going to be. They're not going to be out walking around tonight. The bear, the deer, the Bigfoot, they're all going to be hunkered down in their little sleeping areas tonight, just like humans are supposed to be doing as well. So unless the weather lightens up a little bit and we're able to go out, tonight's going to be a bust. So we'll see you tomorrow on day 5.
What I want to show you first is a few prints.
Okay. Yep.
And just to let you see a little bit about what we're kind of dealing with.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, now, I came in. Okay, look at those prints. Those are prints right up there. You see that? That and that? Those are prints.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
those two things.
those are
on
old
the...
prints from about 4 years ago.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You talking up here, Don?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, you see that? You see a spot in the bank?
Yeah.
Boom,
I don't
and
want
boom.
to step in.
Yep.
Yeah. One summer, I had all kinds of prints come right up over here.
Really?
And one day I was under, there was a 53-inch print over here, and I had I actually came over. It was kind of like a dark day, and I found a 53-inch print, and it looked so fresh. It looked so fresh that I didn't know
How big did you say it was?
53 inches long.
53-inch footprint?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was right over there. And somehow the thing was up in here, and I looked at it, it looked so fresh, and I didn't know what to think of it. And I went back, got my tape measure, measured it out, looked at it, and I walked in the woods after that, because I didn't find any other fresh footprints. And I could hear this thump, 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 thump. It was a real slow thump going into the woods right out off this way. And I was so impressed. I was like shocked.
Right.
It was really, really good. Made me think, because it was so high and it was so much, it was like that. Now this would have been one of the old prints right here.
Okay. That's big.
Yes. If I had a tape measure, what could I think I had a tape measure in the car.
Get it?
Yeah. And then there was one big one that went right from here, and I put rocks in it because I didn't want anybody to find it, and went right to here. This one was 65 inches. Boom, boom, boom. That was just one side cut.
That wide?
That wide. You would not believe it. This
How
thing-
big is this creature we're talking about? How tall?
This one I estimate probably about 20 feet tall.
Holy crap.
The estimated weight is somewhere around 3,000. Actually, more like 4,000, about 3,500 pounds.
Wow.
I don't know what that would look like. Actually, it's a little bit further than that.
94 inches?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It was this big. And then there was another one right over here. And it was over here, but that's been washed out. But that's how long it was. There. These things are huge.
You growing big up here in Maine, huh?
I saw something that came down. It looked like it. I thought, to me, it looked like pterodactyl. And when I first dove in, because I only saw like a spotting through the trees, and I stopped and I looked at it, and it was like, what the hell is that?
Right.
And then I said, I'm gonna rush in. I'm gonna try to see what it is. And I said, no, wait, right here. And it came right out, and I could see it come out. It was like I saw it. It stopped 50 feet in front of my car, and it just turned sideways. And it had its neck was right to his
Shoulders?
shoulders, and he dropped his right hand and he raised his left hand, and he looked right at me, and I was like, "You still there?" Almost like you were still there. And then he dropped his right hand and he raised the right hand and he raised his left foot. His left foot had a big claw on it. It was probably like 3 or 4 inches long. Had 5 claws on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it dug right in, it dug right out, and 2 steps. It went right from the road and went right in over the bank.
Really?
It's like a 6-foot bank, and I chased it right in with my car when it went in, and his waist. It's 6-foot bank, and I could see its waist right from his legs up, and
Yeah.
I could see him doing kind of like a hop dance to try to get out of the way.
Right.
And going to the woods.
Wow.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was probably about 5 years ago.
What in tarnation are you doing back here?
I was just relaxing until I started seeing these prints.
Okay.
And when I started seeing these, when I saw that one that day, I kept coming up and finding.
Kept coming back and finding different ones. Really? Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the next year. I saw all kinds of prints. It was like, not last year, but about 2 years ago. There was like 16 different sizes of different tracks come up too. They range anywhere from like 14 to anywhere to 72 inches. I found one that was 72 inches, and this one was extremely big.
Yeah. Wow. All right. You have anything else to show us?
Absolutely.
Nice. I like that answer.
Yeah, absolutely. That day that one came out, it was walking like that. It was walking like this. I could see the feet. I could see the feet go like this, and you could see them roll right back and roll right back, and they're doing this.
Yeah.
Doing this, and all of a sudden I saw the feet for about it walk about 4 or 5 steps, and I could see the head coming over that tree, over this tree.
Right.
And I could just see the top of the head. And I was over in here with my car, and that sucker, all of a sudden I could see just the feet, and I could see just the head come out. And I was like, holy shit. You know, it was to me it was so unrealistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
He came right up in here, and
were you into Bigfoot before you found the prints?
I've had an encounter on this other place way up before.
Okay.
I wondered what the heck it was, what they were years ago when I was young. Back in about 1980, I think.
Okay.
79, 80.
Right.
And it was super big. But I was kind of like parked here, and I was kind of coming around here, and it was like an opening. This is all grown up with everything now, but
yeah,
that's where it came out, and it looked like it looked like I could just see his feet. I could just see his feet. I could just see his head come above that tree line. It was somewhere right in here.
Right.
And then the feet he was kind of like from here to probably that puddle. He came here to that puddle, and he stopped and went, boom.
Wow.
Went sideways. He came out, and he turned his foot, and went just like this, and he went.
You said it took 5 or 6 steps to clear this?
Right through here.
Yeah.
Right through here. It was like, I was seeing his feet, I was seeing his claws. It kind of really interested me to see these feet, because to me it almost, first thought was that, and then the other thing, first thing was the claws that I saw coming down, and I saw the legs, and they were like, it must be a pterodactyl in my head, you know. It's like,
yeah.
You know, I was like, no, not even possible.
Yeah.
First thinking, you know, because it happened so fast when I was driving in, and when I said, I'll just wait right here, and it came right up, and I thought it was gonna just walk right by me, you know, but it was so tall. It was like 14 feet.
Jeez.
Had a 26-inch footprint, and it was like 14 feet tall.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. These things are super huge, and a lot of people in the area have had encounters with these things and don't like to talk about them.
No, right.
But I live far enough away. I live in Wilton, so it's a little ways away, but this used to be like kind of like my quiet spot.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. But anyway, let's go across the road here.
All right.
Keep your eyes open. You may see some brush tracks on
Yeah.
along the
Oh,
road.
I always have an eye on the ground.
Good.
Oh boy.
Yeah, these things scared me out of the woods once. I think that's one of them. I think that's one up here.
Oh wow. Yeah, I see that.
I'm pretty sure that's one. Number 2, there's all kinds of them in here.
Yeah, we had showed you a couple pictures of some tree breaks. This is like some of the stuff that, I think that was one of the pictures right there.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah. Right here. This was green. This was green, and this come down. And you can see how high this is at a break.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We have breaks all over this area, but it's better. There's one over here. And I heard one loud yell. And it echoed throughout the valley over in here, and it was super quiet. There was no birds, no nothing. And then there was another one, another yell, that I walked a little bit further, going up, and I heard this real bad yell. It was like a yell, and it yelled so loud, and then it made like a, and it had like a real kind of like a dog, like a dog tack something, but it almost sounded something like that. And I was thinking, there's nothing up in there. There's nothing up there but, you know, bear and, you know, things like that. And I said, I'll just walk up in, you know, and I'll check it out. If somebody's dog's hurt, you know, I was thinking I'll take care of it, you know, if I could see it up in there.
Yeah.
But then I started walking up and I started having visitors. It was like, it sounded like a herd of deer on each side of me. And these things were just starting to come up and come up and come up. And I kept walking, and I kept walking. I said, I wonder why they don't kind of go off to the side, you know, because they hear me coming, you know. And I was going up through, and I was saying, oh, I'm all set. And then all of a sudden, I stopped, and I heard a twig break, and I stopped, and I looked to my left of me, and I said, there's nothing here. And I looked to the right, and there's this big gray creature staring at me. It was probably about 14 feet tall. And I looked at him and I said, I'm going back down. I'm going back down because there's only one way down. You can't go up over, you can't go up in the mountain chain, you can't go to the left because there's a real steep bank. Mm-hmm. And you can't go to the right because they're there. And there's only one way down. I was trapped. Well, anyway, I started walking down over this bank, and then it got to this little, where there used to be a place where the loggers used to put their logs. Well, anyway, what I saw a big rock being shot off in the distance, probably about 100 feet, and it was shooting right out, and I could see a rock that weighed probably like 80 pounds being shot, and it stunned this tree, and it made a loud noise, and it started going down to the left, and the thing was scared the shit out of me. I stopped in my tracks. I was like, wow, a big rock being thrown, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the hell was what the hell was happening. And the next thing I know, I stopped in my tracks and I looked up to my right, and there's this big 16-foot one standing pretty much right next to me. And it's like maybe 10 feet away, like 10, 12 feet away. And I looked up at that thing, and it looked at me, and it was just glaring down at me, and I was like, holy shit. And I stopped, and I just waited there, and I said, wait for the bear to, I didn't want to look in its eyes again because I didn't want to intimidate it.
Yeah.
And I just waited there, and I just stood there. I was in shock, but yet I told myself to think about the bear that crossed. You got to wait and let it go by, so to speak. And the bear was actually that. But then after about 10 minutes later, I started walking off, and I walked no more from here to like 50 feet, and they shot another rock. Mm-hmm. And they shot another rock, and it was like, that one was a little smaller, and it was, I could hear it on the background. But, and then I started slowly walking down again later, and I walked around this corner. And I just kind of looked back because they kind of let me get by. And I mean, I'm so terrified right now because these things are so huge. These are like, it's not one of them, it's three of them that are intimidating me.
Yeah, throwing rocks and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and these are all big things, you know. I didn't know what the hell they were, you know. I had no idea. It was like, it was getting late in the evening, and it was almost getting dark.
Right.
And it was like, I didn't think I was going to make it out of there before dark. And I just got to the car when I got to the car, got in, drove down the road so fast. It was like,
yeah. You
wouldn't believe me. And I got the hell out of there and shook my head. I said, I should tell somebody about this, but then what are you going to tell people? You know,
right.
It was about 16 feet tall, and it was just standing there looking over the range, and it wasn't even looking at me. And I could see the fur, like a day like today, you could see the fur blow in the background with the wind.
Wow.
And the gray and white, black and gray fur, and yeah, the black is underneath. The gray is, then it's gray, and then it's white tips, silver tips.
Yeah.
And you could see that blowing in the background. He just stood there and just looked off. I could say, "Holy God, that's one of them." And you know, I wish I had a camera back then, but technology back then, you couldn't camcorder. You would have had to have a big camcorder.
Yeah. And when was this, you said?
This was about 1980.
80, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 19. You guys do the channel on UFOs?
No, just Bigfoot.
Just Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah. You have UFO experiences?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was abducted. I've been there, if that's where we're going tonight. That's, I think, is a good chance of having some activity.
Okay.
That will probably amaze you.
That's awesome.
The only thing I'm worried about is rocks being thrown and
Right.
in the wrong direction and
Yeah. Right.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. That sounds good. Good evening, day 6, I believe it is. What we are doing now is going down this dirt road that we were down earlier today with the witnesses. We're meeting back up with them. We're following them down to a location near his sighting location where he's had some, I guess, rocks and stuff thrown at him, and he says it's a really creepy location, so we're going to take you down there right now.
We're going to go up and put a trail cam up there.
Okay.
Because I haven't been up there in years, but we're going to go up here in a few months and we're going to grab it and we're going to get some pictures.
All right.
If we find anything, we'll send it.
You got to. Absolutely.
Right?
All right.
Good.
Sounds like a plan.
This is so cool, guys. I gotta tell you that I thank you very much for helping me out with this.
Thank you for inviting us. Let's join you.
This is something that is so scary to me. It's like you wouldn't believe it. You see something? What is that?
You're looking straight ahead in the path. You're going to see a black little figure kind of close to the ground.
Is that the thermal cam?
Yeah.
That's right there, huh?
But it's rocking back and forth.
Oh yeah, what the Take a look at that after. Oh yeah, it is. Rocking back and forth.
Stuff like that.
Let's pass it on so everybody could get a chance to see.
Definitely that. I saw that. They're going like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Just want to make sure. Just out of curiosity, how much does that thermal cam cost?
About 500, 400 you can find it for.
Yeah. It's actually better.
Yeah, I'm not digging that.
See it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to make out, but I do see something there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Let's go see him.
Yeah, let's go take a look and see what it is.
Yeah.
But nice and easy. Let's keep an eye on it with the therm and let's do it correctly, right?
I'm gonna let you
I knew it was gonna slide on that. Yeah, that's
No. All right, we gotta. She's not feeling good, so we're gonna hang that trail camera and let's get going.
Okay.
If that's cool.
Okay. So we're gonna kind of.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna try it off for good.
What I was trying to do is go through all this. Woo! Woo!
If you guys want, I could probably find my way back if you want to start heading back. No.
No, that's not happening.
Just because it's something.
Cool. Okay, so what happened? You were up in Bigelow Preserve, which we've done an episode up there before.
Yeah.
And we camped on actual Lake Bigelow.
right up there.
Okay.
So, and you said you were in the foothills of
Yep,
Big...
a little bit further south of that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
tell your story.
yeah, kind of up by Stratton Brook. It's a little bit further down from there in the foothills of it. I don't really want to give away exactly.
No, you
but,
don't have to.
I mean,
No way.
It doesn't matter. Like you said, early springtime. Not a lot of traffic up there yet. Usually in the summer that'll pick up with mountain biking and
Right.
whatnot. So I guess I got me lost here.
No, that's all good.
Hiking in the morning, probably looks about 10 o'clock. We get about 3 miles off of the trailhead from the paved road or the parking lot, deciding where we're going to go put our tent up for the night and figure out.
So you're
and then-
backpacking in.
Yeah,
Okay.
just two of us, my old lady and I, and we're
Cool.
just looking for a little place to nestle in out of the way, and
Yep.
then set up and go for another hike later on in the afternoon. Maybe go up, check out the Stratton Brook hut up top, and
Cool.
maybe grab a beer up there or something.
Yeah. Nice.
So, but we get to the fork and we're like, there's a couple different ways to go. You can either go right and stay kind of along the foothills and then do the steep hike up, or you can go up and around and over. And as we're making that decision of which direction to go, we hear this tree just go crash in the woods, a couple 100 yards away. Couldn't see it, but the eerie thing is that there was no wind, right? None at all, like dead calm. And we're like, that's interesting. And so as we're thinking, still deciding which way to go, we go like, let's go see if we can find where that tree came from. And we're looking up to go find it, and I start seeing a couple breaks in the trees.
So you
know.
actually went into the woods to try
Yeah,
to find...
up that trail a little bit further.
1607.
Right.
Yeah. 10:30.
Sites 89 and 82 turn their tags in.
10:04. Thank you. 1607 clear.
1606.
All right.
Work.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go look for that tree. I'm like, this is really interesting. Like, I'm like, something happens. I'm like, let's go find it. If it's a bear, let's go see the bear.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go find it. Like, I'm
Yeah,
all
that's
about
something
it.
she would do.
I'm not scared.
do.
We're going up and we're looking for it. And like I said, we see a couple breaks in the trees, and they're all going in one direction. About 8 feet up. I'm like, whoa, interesting. Okay. We keep going. We get up to the breaks and stuff, and both of us just kind of like the hair on our arm stood up, and just got that feeling like, don't come this way. Go the other way. And I looked over at her, and I'm looking at my arm. I look at her. I'm like, do you feel that?
Yeah.
What the? She's like, I'm like, I think we go the other way. So
Yeah.
we just turned around,
That's
hightailed
so
out,
cool.
went back down the other direction. Everything felt, that feeling went away, and it was cool. We found our little spot, probably, I want to say 5 miles further down, 4 or 5, something along the river, to the next bend, and we camped out close to where we were going to go back up. So I'm like, this will be an easy walk down from the hut back to the tent, and we'll be doing it at dark at this point.
Right.
So just kind of camping out at night, 3 in the morning, she's out cold, and I start hearing something. Like, could be moose, bear, whatever. We're, pretty deep in there.
Sure.
But it was the breathing, and it did a circle around the whole tent, and you could just hear like the snarfles, man. Like big, deep snarfles. And if I think if it was a moose, you'd be breaking a lot more sticks, or bears, they're not going to be as loud. They're only going to run into black bears up there, and they're pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of neat. So, needless to say, I didn't sleep the rest of the night.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Something out there. I
That's
went looking
awesome.
around. I couldn't find anything, but it was just more like, all right, we got to go get the kids, pack up and get out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
But it was just, like I said, it could be chalked up to bear, but that feeling that you got
That's
going up, and also she doesn't listen to anything or those podcasts or any other stuff and read the books and
right. She's not
what
into it.
she's like, whatever, you guys are just silly. I'm like, whatever, it's fun. Like,
So that is a barred owl call, not to be confused with a barn owl. Barred, B-A-R-R-E-D, owl. And what you just heard was the female of the pair that has been vocalizing back and forth all night. The female has a fun fact for you. The female has a higher-pitched vocalization than the male, who has a low-pitched vocalization. And those pairs have been, that pair has been talking back and forth for about 45 minutes now. How cool is that? Welcome to the summit of Cadillac Mountain. You see a cruise ship out there in the bay. That is the town of Bar Harbor we're looking down upon. Wow. Cadillac Mountain here is where they say the sun's rays hit the first point in the United States is on the top of this mountain. So we're not here up at sunrise, but let's see why. So it's our final night here in Mount Blue State Park in the western mountains of Maine. We didn't hear or see too much, but that doesn't mean that there's no Bigfoot here, that's for sure. We met some very interesting witnesses, met some very interesting people here at the park, and some awesome people along our library tours along the way. So signing off, we're in the shadow of Big Red Eye in the Maine edition. I'm Mike Familant. See you next time.